Now I have pleasure of inviting Professor V.M. Gadre in the Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Bombay, to share his valuable experience on online teaching education. Professor V.M. Gadre has a 30 years of experience as a faculty member at IIT Bombay within his involvement in teaching, research, and administration. He has received INSA Teachers Award in December 2017, the Award for Excellence in Teaching at IIT Bombay in 1999, 2004, 2009, 2014, and 2024. He has also received the SP Sukhatme Award of Excellence in Teaching at IIT Bombay in 2018. He has served as a member of IIT Council nominated by Visitors President of India from July 2017 to February 2021.
Very good evening, and as I told the NPTEL staff, first and foremost, thank you for that warm introduction. I'm very pleased to be with you this evening. I decided to make the session with you interactive because I know that you would have had a series of talks and you've had various kinds of expositions. So I wanted this to be a dialogue more than a monologue. I mean, normally I like that as far as possible to make it a dialogue rather than a monologue, which means that I want to hear from you as much as I want to convey to you. Let me begin by conveying to you a few things first. My journey with, the so-called, you can call it online education or distance education or whatever it is, has begun for, you can almost say 2 decades. Because, Professor Phatak, Deepak Phatak was the one who really set up the first distance education. You may call it a facility or you may call it a setup. We had these recordings on the 4th floor of our Kanwal Rekhi School of Information Technology, CRESIT. So I still remember, I would go in the evenings to record my lectures, and there, now we have a very sophisticated recording setup. It's nearly 20 years now, and we have a very sophisticated recording setup now. At that time also it was pretty, given the situation at that time in 2002, the setup that we had was quite sophisticated. Professor Phatak had taken a lot of pains to ensure that we have the latest technology here, latest as of that time. And I was really privileged, to be one of the first few faculty. I mean, we were about 5, 6 faculty who recorded our lectures at that time. So I remember I would go and, sit in front of, in front of a mic like this, and then there would be a recording facility, and I would have to, because of my need to have somebody sitting in front of me, I would request that some of the students who are in the distance education course that I was offering on digital signal processing sit in front of me. So I said, I find it very difficult to speak to walls. So therefore I asked that at least a few of them sit in front of me, and I could think that I'm talking to them already, although they could not speak back, right? So, however, at least the fact that I had them sit in front of me and I could see some live reactions made a difference. After that, we had this much more sophisticated setup in CRESIT itself, the same building. And there, it was a more advanced classroom. In fact, then I had one of my regular classes being conducted in that setup where I could write and it could be captured and it could be recorded. So like I'm speaking to you now, I could write on a blackboard and it could be captured, right? So this setup was evolved, and there the whole, in fact, that recording might still be there. My Signals and Systems class of 2003, right? So where I had the actual class being conducted in a classroom like this. And then it was recorded. So that was a very unique experience, because to have, in those days, to have live recordings of a lecture was not easy at all, right? Since then, I think things have evolved. Now today, I mean, for you people, many of the young people here might find it strange that I'm even saying that recording is a challenge. Right now, you can just sit at home and you can keep your laptop in front of you and you can do a recording. I mean, I do it sometimes, right? However, I mean, I still think that recording, the technology is definitely an important part of it, but the skill of communicating ideas is something that has to be practiced and has to be learned and it has to be grown, literally. I think all of us can acquire it. It's only the desire to acquire, the desire to, the desire to convey learning. So there are two aspects. One is you wish to become a scholar, right? The other is you wish to create many scholars around you. So that's something, creating scholars around us is sometimes as difficult as becoming a scholar. But to create, of course, to create scholars around you, you must be a scholar. You can't be weak. But then on the other hand, I must also share with you that in my decades of teaching and learning, I call it teaching and learning because both things happen in parallel. In my decades of teaching and learning experience, I found that I have sometimes grown by leaps and bounds in my own understanding of things simply because I've been trying to communicate learning to others. And I think we are all, many of us, how many of us are in the academic profession? Oh, that's a large number. So we have a large number of you who are like me, who like to, who are keen to communicate learning to others. So the moment you're trying to communicate learning to others, it is implicit that you learn, right, in the process. So even if you're not a scholar, or even if you are aspiring to be a scholar in the subject, when you set out on the journey of teaching and learning, your journey towards scholarship also goes in parallel with your journey towards communicating learning. This is something I've learned. And distance education has been a great revelation because, you need to be controlled, you need to learn to discipline yourself to make sure that you're able to communicate ideas even to a person who is not able to see you physically, right? And that means that you have to discipline yourself considerably to be able to communicate the idea in a manner that will reach far and wide. This is not easy, right? It means that you have to perhaps sometimes sacrifice some of the freedom that you have in a regular classroom, right? But that's a part of the learning, anyway. One of the greatest experiences I had was, there was this some years ago, I think almost, I can say 10 years ago, there was this program of the ministry which was teach several thousands of teachers. So there was this program, I think they used to call it T10KT or whatever. It was a program where they taught thousands of teachers in the country. I don't know if any of you have attended any of those programs. Oh, you have? Yeah, some of you attended those programs, yeah. So there was those programs where they would teach thousands of teachers across the country at a time. So I had this very unique experience of teaching signals and systems. It's a basic course in electrical engineering to thousands of teachers in the country. And we did this, IIT Kharagpur and IIT Bombay had joined hands in conducting this course on signals and systems. And I would lecture from our CRACIP classroom. And, it was remarkable because simultaneously we had, I would say nearly, I think, almost more than 100 centers all over the country which were listening simultaneously. And what was beautiful is initially we trained the teachers and later we had the teachers train their students in their respective classrooms and we also attended those sessions, right? So what I wanted to share this with you because what is remarkable about, what I found remarkable about that program was that many of the things that we take for granted, for example, we assume that a lot of the concepts that we teach in a fundamental course would be known to the teachers, and to be fair to them, many of them were aware of the concepts, but the fact that you had teachers from different parts of the country network with one another seemed to have a huge impact on each of the teachers in each of these centers. So not only is it just the process of communicating learning, communicating concepts, communicating ideas, it's the process of networking across communities, across states, across cities, and across institutions that made a huge difference. So they learned a lot of things from one another in addition to whatever I was telling them, right? Now, why I'm mentioning this is because we often wonder whether, should education be one-on-one, right? So should it just be an interaction between teacher and student? Well, I'm mentioning this as an instance to kind of at least moot the idea, to kind of strengthen the idea that education is more than just the connection between the teacher and the student. Right? The teacher and the student connection is very important. The teacher is central, there are all the students around the teacher, and the teacher connects to each student. But then the students need to connect to one another. And why I understand that this is a meeting where many of you are how many of you are the star performers in NPTEL? All of you are star performers in NPTEL, yeah. Yeah, this is for Star Galaxy, yeah. So then, you have a very bright, audience that I have in front of me. That's why, so I said, this was something that I would like to share with you, that when you have such bright people come together in a classroom, the effect of learning multiplies not simply because of what is communicated in the classroom, but because of what you learn from one another. So, the process and the possibility of peer learning is something that, to my mind, we have not fully exploited in our country today. In a classroom that we conduct, when we teach in classes, we still tend to think that a lot of the teaching should be done by the teacher. But a lot of teaching also happens successfully between peers. But of course, you can't, now, one must not use this as an excuse to say, well, the teacher can relax and just leave it to the students to learn. No, and unfortunately that is happening for another reason in the country. There are not enough teachers. There are not enough teachers who can teach in different institutions. Many subjects are just left to the learners. But that's not what I mean. What I mean is you need to have a qualified teacher and you need to have an enthusiastic and committed teacher. But the learning is more than the learning that happens from the teacher to the student. It is also in the presence, but this happens in the presence of the teacher, mind you. So the teacher is present. By teacher, I mean the person who is, you can call it an expert or a person who is qualified in that subject. Now, that person is definitely there and he or she faces the audience. But then in his or her presence is a group like all of you, star performers, who come together and who multiply the efforts of the teacher. So of course, there should be a teacher whose efforts are to be multiplied. You can't multiply zero. But having a teacher can be augmented significantly if you also have students learn from one another. I'm mentioning this because all of you are star learners, all of you have performed have had stellar performance in your NPTEL courses. You have, of course, come here for a function, you're going to be felicitated, that's all very nice. But you should take away each other's contact and you should continue to learn from one another. That is why I think you're here. It's not just to felicitate and say you're so wonderful. That's one part of the story. It is to set up this system of peer learning, a system by which we engage. In fact, that's one of the good things about IIT education. In IIT, a lot of things happen because of peer learning, right? Collaboration in addition to competition. In our country, just because of the size of the population, there is huge competition for any kind of resource. Want to get into IIT, humongous, frightening competition. Want to get into the NITs, there is, frightening competition. IIITs, whatever, the national institutes. And even to get into the state institutions, so difficult. It's only a few people, a small percentage of the population which really manages to get the best of education. But then, my thought today, which I wish to leave with you, is a platform like NPTEL is one where we can strengthen collaborative learning. And we have to do it consciously. It just doesn't happen on its own, because you're all located very far from one another. You can't really, meet one another very frequently. But on an occasion like this, when you come here and when you have physically talked to one another, you must find out ways of connecting to one another in the future and working out methods of collaborative learning, because that, I believe, will considerably enhance the effect of NPTEL, right? Beyond, of course, the assignments and the examinations and the certification that we give you, right? So this is one thought I want to leave. Now, this is my monologue. There are several tools and techniques that we use in education. Professor Rajendran talked about educational technology. In fact, we are fortunate in this institute to have this whole interdisciplinary program on educational technology, where they look at the whole process of pedagogy in a very systematic way. We are now going to do an exercise, right? So as I said, I don't want this to be a monologue. I want it to be a dialogue. So we're going to do an exercise. You're all stellar learners. We are going to actually do a think, pair, share exercise right here. How many of you are familiar with think, pair, share? Many of you must be. Yeah, how many of you are familiar with think, pair, share? Think, pair, share, the technique of think, pair, and share. Okay, how many of you are not familiar with think, pair, and share? Oh, actually, a lot of you. Actually, I thought maybe, okay. All right, so then, okay, now I'll explain what is think, pair, share. Think, pair, share is a technique, a pedagogical technique, where we take a question, right, which has to be addressed, right? It could be something, a concept that you want to learn, or it could be a question that you want to answer. It could be it could be maybe a research question. It could be a routine tutorial question. It could be maybe, a concept that has to be communicated, whatever it is. But the idea is we require a response from the class, right? So we pose the problem or the question, and we ask each student in the class to think individually, right? Think individually. After that, we give maybe a couple of minutes for that, and then we do what is called pair. Now, pair literally means to have two people come together and discuss, but pair should be taken in a broader sense. I mean, if you can have small groups, like maybe, you're sitting, in rows, so you can have 2 or 3 people in the row talk to one another. So pair really means in small groups, you discuss whatever you have thought, right? And then you do a share. Share means the groups come forward and tell the class what they have thought about, or what answers they've come up with. So today our think, pair, share question is, how can you use this meeting that you're here for, this meeting where there are stellar performers in NPTEL, to carry forward an endeavor in our country where we can have a much greater system of collaborative learning. So how can you expand your NPTEL experience that you've had, where you've done so well, into an experience where you multiply the efforts of many teachers in the country to communicate those subjects to others? Has everybody understood the question, right? Yeah, everybody understood? How many of you have not understood what I've asked you? I think everybody's understood what I've asked you, right? Now we'll do this think, pair, share exercise. So we'll do a think for 1 or 2 minutes. Means each of you, I'm sure you have a pen, paper, something. So, you put down your own thoughts on it for the next 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, right? Then we'll do a share, where we take about 4 or 5 minutes to discuss in small groups. So my recommendation is, on each row, I suggest you divide the row into 2 parts, and the left part and the right part can discuss with one another, okay? And then we'll have a share round, where I request at least 5 or 6 groups to come and share what you have come up with. So let's begin the think round, right? So take 2 minutes or 3 minutes and put down your own thoughts on your paper and so on. Yeah, the question is, you have all learned subjects through NPTEL, right? And you have done very well. Now, you have yourself done very well. We want the fact that you have come together today, we want to use this opportunity to build a collaborative system in the country where what you have learned through your NPTEL experience can reach many others. How can this be done? By collaborative processes. Your imagination. So you will have so many different ways of looking at it. So these are your thoughts, or? Okay, no, so my suggestion is you write down, right? You write down and then, you can discuss. So we'll do a think, pair, share. So you first write down, then you have discussions in half the row, and then we'll have the groups come forward and share. So take 2 or 3 minutes. So in the think round, you should not talk to one another. You write down your own thoughts, because otherwise you will not be able to participate. After that, in the pair round, you discuss in small groups, and the share round, we'll have people come. So 2 minutes for thinking, 2 to 3 minutes. So don't discuss among yourself during the think round, right? You write your own thoughts, because each of you should put down otherwise you'll be influenced by other people's thoughts. So 2 to 3 minutes for thinking. Then in the pair means that you essentially have small group discussions, and share, we'll call many groups to come and share. Okay, we will take 1 more minute to think, and then we will begin the pair. That means you discuss in small groups. You discuss half the row, right? Half the row and half the row. And come out with some common thoughts from your group. The pair round, or a small group round, will take about 3-4 minutes, right? So you discuss in small groups between yourself and then come out with your thoughts. Then we will invite you to share. How many groups are ready now? Okay. Well, let's start with that group. Come. Or maybe, actually we can pass the mic there itself. Yeah, it's better. So we can.
Good evening to all of you. I wrote one hypothesis. Whatever the sir asked to me, analytical.
Let's listen to him.
Only 2 minutes. Analytical skills and tools behind natural sciences of knowing works, जानने वाली क्रिया, by scientific practices and implementation of the skills and technology, not specific to our country, not for jobs and personal achievements.
Okay, but so what is your, what is the thinking that you have about multiplying the efforts that NPTEL is making to reach out to more people, through what you have learned?
Multidisciplinary education, educational and research. I think scientific and technology, because here are specific learning, because lot of population size is too much of our country.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. Yeah, we'll have the next group there.
My name is Oliver.
Yeah. Yes.
And
you can share your groups. You can stand up so everybody can see you. Yeah.
my name is Oliver. And I have this thought that basically we can, connect with other people who have had similar clusters of learning choices.
Yeah.
And who have learned for the sake of, to address certain problems which are similar in nature. So then if you can, kind of band up with these people and with similar broad issues, then it will result in a likewise, similar cluster of solutions through which you can then pick up some viable solutions maybe. And then you can maybe look at institutions which are dealing with, these problems and are looking out for solution providers. You can be consultative, with them, or you can, kind of collaborate with them, and, you can solve a lot of problems. If one thing that's in my mind is, natural hazards that are caused by, by anthropogenic activities, basically.
Yeah.
So if somebody is broadly looking at, a cluster of courses around this subject area, and somebody else is looking at a similar, different cluster of courses, but which address the same problem.
Very nice. So if I understand, let me try and paraphrase what you're saying. If I understand correctly, what you're saying is, you've gained a great deal of learning. Now you want to translate it into social impact. That's what, yeah? Very nice. Yeah.
Hello, I am Gaurav Agrawal from Cummins College of Engineering, Nagpur.
Very nice.
My thinking is that NPTEL material is under Creative Commons license. So we can't collaborate with the NPTEL faculties. and we can't share those material with the students directly. That is one case. And another case is university syllabus and IIT syllabus. There is a huge gap. That is, IITs have to come forward to bridge that gap. This is my observation.
Okay.
So-
No, see, the Creative Commons license, if I does not.
Creative Commons by distribution share alike, it's non-commercial. You can't sell NPTEL.
Yeah, you cannot sell, NPTEL material. Distribute. In fact, NPTEL, the whole purpose of NPTEL is to, let education spread, the light of education spread. But, yeah, non-profit. Yeah, essentially it is meant to spread education to the widest mass of people. But yeah, I mean, the purpose is not, for example, I mean, it should not be used for quote unquote coaching classes. That is, I mean, let's put it plainly. That's not the purpose of NPTEL. But at the same time, letting the knowledge reach the, see, for example, there was one initiative, I remember, at NPTEL, where they were trying to do away with the effect of this paid coaching. They were trying to do away with, giving everybody PAL, I think it was called, right? No, that was, okay. So, 11th and 12th. Yeah, in fact, yeah, there is a gate coaching system. So, the idea was that we should get away from a system where people would have to pay through their noses, to appear in an exam.
And
so,
sir, one more thing, there is virtual labs are available with all the IITs, but those virtual labs doesn't match us with any universities. Most of the universities syllabus doesn't match us with those virtual labs. That was another major concern.
But this is also, I mean, when we say the lab syllabus does not match, that's the reason why I thought that we should, now I'm sure there must be many people in this audience who can influence syllabi, right? So when you see, when the IIT community has put together some kind of a virtual lab, they must have done some thinking on what kind of experiments, what kind of content should be there, right? So perhaps it would be worthwhile for the university administration to review their own syllabus and see whether they can bring a match, or at least they can make use of that virtual lab, even if not, if the syllabus doesn't exactly match, whether they can use the virtual lab to enhance what they are teaching, right? So that should be done. Many colleges are autonomous, so the autonomous institutions can take advantage of being able to steer their own syllabus, right? So that is.
Sir, I would like to share few
Yes.
thoughts, what we shared.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, here, yeah.
We discussed the ideas, and we would like to share few of them. Very predominantly, my team behind, shared. We can create the campus ambassadors who can, then
Yes.
leverage the knowledge to the other people. That is one of the idea which was shared by them.
Yes.
For a social cause learning, also we can have that, the people who can, go to certain places and take the sessions for the people who are at,
Very nice.
low level. That is what part which is there. The other ideas which we discussed, all of us, were can we have, the learnings converted into webinars, or maybe, any online videos which are where the platforms are freely available now. YouTube platform is there, LinkedIn platform is there, which is very widely, heavily used platforms which are there. One of the idea is, project-based applications, team can be, formed where a lot of learnings can be converted into actual skill applications.
Yes, yes.
That is what a few of the ideas which I would like to propose.
Very pertinent ideas. In fact, again, what I can see is the learning that you have gets translated into project activity in your institutions. And yes, I mean, you also reflect what you have learned to others. That's definitely an important step. Yeah. Yes.
So my name is Apurva Kothawde and I am from DS Pune University, Pune. So as a group we discussed some of the ideas. So we also have a student in our group and she suggested a lot of ideas for like a global peer study group and collaborate with, so in continuation with what sir said, collaboration with foreign joint project kind of a thing. So just to add with also what someone over there said, that to convert this learning from this course, maybe NPTEL can itself provide a platform where I, for example, did a course in vulnerability studies, which is interdisciplinary. I can connect that to my discipline of psychology, and maybe that will create some more insight, like just a connecting dot kind of situation, which will create a new, something new basically, which will be my contribution, and something will come out of that. And this can happen for anything. She's from mathematics, and we were discussing how Bayesian brain and cognitive and computational neuroscience. So everything is very interdisciplinary. So some platform where we can bring out that dots. And secondly, for example, right now I'm here and all of the stars are here, but it is practically not possible maybe for me to reach out to everyone.
Yeah.
So maybe NPTEL can have a directory of, say, these were the stars for this event, and these are the courses which these people have done. So someone over there said that band of people can come together. So
right.
for me to be able to know ki this person has done this kind of a course.
Yeah, you
so
can reach out to the
yeah,
person.
so if
later.
NPTEL puts that directory out there publicly, then maybe I can reach out to people's profiles and see what kind of
Yeah.
specializations and domains and interdisciplinary areas they are working in. And
So do
that
we
way
have such a
can-
directory of stars or something like that? Perhaps it's worth thinking about.
Stars are there.
Yeah.
We have given, but we can't share any personal information.
Yeah,
beyond
because
the
of
name
the
and organization.
yeah
But
organization.
consent.
But then the name of courses maybe.
But it
Just
is there.
something like
It
that.
is there on the group now. Means on site, NPTEL site, we can see which type of.
Yeah, star. No, she's saying.
Give name and organization, and if somebody says I'm not consenting to it, we take it down, we put a blank thing there.
Correct.
Beyond that, anything becomes privacy, so we'll have to be careful.
Yeah, the privacy laws. But what can be, what you can, maybe subject can be shown. I mean,
The star subject is shown. She's asking about current term. If I enrolled to a course, who amongst this group has enrolled to that?
that has privacy issues. But yeah, I mean, at least, so I understand the spirit is very good. You know, what you're saying is that I would like to connect it to my discipline, and perhaps, you know, if you could reach out to other people who can connect, well, that input can be taken.
So what's happened now is we have 3 WhatsApp groups. I don't know if you're there. So we have 3 WhatsApp groups where we have some 3,000 stars supposedly in those groups. And then now people ask, yeah, I'm here, you're there, have you registered, have I enrolled? So I'm seeing that going. If there is some synergy happening there and you're able to connect, that should be fun. There are some smaller groups I'm seeing coming out of it also.
So maybe, you know, we can. So maybe we can share the WhatsApp group information, right? To the.
Now that you said that there are 3 WhatsApp groups which have been created now, this is what she is mentioning, that
Be very useful.
lots of information which is available at one particular slide where all these students are coming together is what we are looking at now. So knowledge sharing is huge today. What she is trying to propose is that can you have one platform where the consent is taken from the data privacy point of view, and you say, okay, that I am consenting, you know, to share my knowledge with others. Anyone who would like to connect with me can get connected. That's what the platform she is proposing.
It's a point worth taking. We have to work out, because it's a large scale issue of privacy issues. Once they can be worked out, I guess we can think about what can. But this point is definitely well taken.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to address this issue.
And there's
I
there
did
also
one
another talk. No?
course
Just a minute.
in IIT Bombay.
We have another talk now, no?
As Ram sir was showing that.
This is the last.
Yeah. Design of learner-centric MOOCs. I did completed that course. Sir mentioned in previous slide. In that, they have tried about the discussion forum where peers can interact with each other, and so in any NPTEL course, IIT Bombay already have that platform. In IIT Bombay X, I did completed that course. Again, same course was offered in NPTEL, and they have utilized that platform in very good manner. Through the discussion forum, where your privacy is also maintained and you can interact with your peers also. So that platform can be extended for other courses also to discuss the issues in that course. Through our discussion, we found some solution. According to the National Education Policy new, they have introduced some courses which are humanity related or other courses, social science related. but engineering colleges don't have faculty on that domain. So we have created a basket for that each course, and now in our institute we are offering through the baskets of the NPTEL. You can choose any course out of these 4 or 5 courses, and if you got that, that grade will be transferred to your curriculum. In fact, in Pune University, electrical department has taken the first initiative to introduce MOOCs for a 2 credit. You can do NPTEL MOOC course for a 2 credit, any course on NPTEL which must be of 8 weeks or 12 weeks. 4 weeks are not acceptable. So, and that is directly credits are given, and that credits first time it was very large hesitation from the all teachers community to introduce this MOOC course. But nowadays it has become a mature and everybody is knowing what is. So first time we reduce the criteria of giving the grades. 50% marks from assignment and 50% marks from final examination, and then give the credit. Nowadays, if you got a certificate, then only you will get that award. So now this is mature. It takes a time to inculcate among the students, but definitely nowadays students are enjoying the course.
No, that's very nice. So in fact, the fact that NPTEL has been integrated into the curricular offerings, I also happen to be on the governing board of some institutions. So I can see that they also take this NPTEL association very seriously. What I also find is they like to have their own professors associated with the MOOC. So, you know, they have some, I mean, of course, the students take the MOOC and they are qualified by the MOOC, but they also have some participation by their own faculty in, of course, attending that MOOC, and also perhaps augmenting what has been taught in the MOOC to the students who are taking the course under this kind of a framework. That would be a good thing to do, I think. You know, I am sure many of you are already doing this, right, where you augment what the MOOC offers by virtue of people who are also undergoing live interaction with the students. So that's one mode of offering. Maybe we can take, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Where is it?
I'm Dr. Sripasari from Ajinkya D.Y. Patil School of Engineering, Pune. We have discussed regarding this, how to outreach this, whatever we had discussed, learn during this NPTEL course. Probably we go for research collaboration, particularly for robotics subject. To be honest, sir has given a real practical insight. Instructor, and probably this we can ask students to implement whatever extent they may be able to do. If they able to take the course directly, probably live interaction will be there in between that course. Really, it's wonderful. They can ask whatever that practical difficulty they are able to face, particularly for final students. That will be much more helpful to them. Real life experience will be there, and probably this robotics subject Professor Arun, they have done wonderful insight, practical demonstration they have given. I think this will be help, and if they are able to do that, well and good. If not, live instruction will be there. Probably. Then we can have enhancement, like one platform is there, even common sharing license is there. So NPTEL videos can be used for interaction, like we can pause and ask a reflection point that can be generated on LMS system. I think this is a better way to deal with. Next is about this group assignment can be given. And Madam has discussed nicely about some innovative kind of project that can be done, and that if we are able to show on this NPTEL platform, probably students who are doing this course, probably they will come to know what innovative way other batches has done.
Sure.
So probably that's definitely going to help. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
those
sir.
are useful inputs. We have a session at 5:30. No?
Sir.
1 minute. Huh?
We can continue for not somebody external. It's feedback sharing.
Oh, anyway, okay. So it's a natural continuation. Yes. Okay, fine. Oh, so good. Okay, so it's a natural continuation.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Dr. Mamta Takarkhede from Gaikwad TGPCET, Nagpur. Sir, in our college, we do compulsory for the student that in an elective, they have to select either one of the subject from NPTEL course. Even, I think that if we start the local chapter in each city, then it will be better to interact with the instructor and they can, so that the more knowledge sharing will be done. Thank you.
But we do have a city-wise system, right? We have some kind of a city-wise, don't we have a city-wise, Bharti, do we have a city-wise system for NPTEL? I mean, colleges have. Okay. So you are suggesting that we have a learner group city-wise. Is that right? You have local chapters. So you are suggesting a learner group.
Yes, sir.
That's a very good idea. So that can be, in fact, maybe Nagpur and Pune at least can take, because these are big cities where you have NPTEL. So you can take the initiative, Nagpur, Pune, which other, at least in Maharashtra I know, which other places. Nagpur, Pune I know has a lot of centers. Aurangabad maybe, or no? Then which other places? In Amravati, yeah. Nashik, yeah. So these places perhaps can take the initiative of forming these learner groups, right? So maybe how many people are from the Nagpur centers here? So you should definitely come and make a Nagpur wide. Nagpur can take. Pune, how many are from Pune? Yeah, so then you people can take the initiative to form. And which other cities? Aurangabad? You can take an initiative, and then which, the Nashik? You can take. And Nanded, that is a small, okay. Then Sholapur, yeah, okay. Kolhapur. So then you people can form small learner groups in these cities, right? I mean, and Nagpur, Pune certainly can form, I think. They have big enough groups. So if you set an example, the other cities will also take over and follow. And other cities can join these also, no problem.
So it will be separate groups?
No, learners group in the city. So in addition to the local chapters, you have learners groups that will expand and enhance the knowledge. And other cities can also join you, the nearby cities. Like Amravati can join Nagpur, something like that.
Sir, I have a feedback to share.
Yes, yeah.
Because that's why I came here. I would first like to thank NPTEL because it saved my 4-5 lakh rupees, because that's a process which I have taken, which cost me just 30,000 rupees, which I said. So let me thank the NPTEL team that first, which is there. I am from human resource and learning and development from the corporate industry. My few suggestions to you while you're designing courses, which is there, because I do a lot of that for 25 years now I've been doing. What I see is that, when there is an e-learning course which is getting designed, right, basically from the management perspective topics which I am telling you, is that the facilitator and the content, okay, needs to be synced, okay, and maybe you can use a better platforms which are now available, okay, where you have the facilitator coming in front of the slides which is there, okay, and then the facilitator is facilitating, okay. That is first part which I would like to share the feedback. The second is that if you can minimize the content of the slides, right, which is there, okay, because what I am observing is that there is too much of content on the slide which is going, right, and this is where the facilitator expertise should come out, that in the bullet points he should share what is that exactly he is trying to showcase, okay. That is the first. In between, I think you should add some of the examples related to the topic which are practical in the industry point of view, or maybe are getting used. Third, lot of case studies. I would personally have case studies in place, right, where I would try to understand that AI in human resource management, if it is there is one tool which you have suggested, how is that getting applied in the practical scenarios? That is the third part which is there. In my 24 years of experience, I have seen is that learning to chalo ho jata hai, okay, but the practical application of it is a big question mark. When I take talent interviews now, I see a lot of learning which is they are sharing, but when I give a case study to them or a situation to them, they are flat. So if after certain topics, if you can put certain case studies where the learning is getting applied in the actual scenarios is what help a lot of learners like us, which is there. The sixth part is that the attention span of the learners is decreasing now. Yeah. So I think you should focus on that part, that can we convert these learning videos into micro learning videos, which we practice in corporate quite a lot, right? We create short learning nuggets, right, which is a best practice now. And the short learning nuggets are then topped up by a lot of questions, quizzes, assessments, case studies, a lot of things which we do in an entire learning journey. This is what my feedback would be there. The elevation, the learning experience is very, very important, which you people are doing rightly, which is there. But the development part of it, right, the application of learning into a practical scenario is very, very important in today's day. And this is what at least I look at from that point of view. And I really thank NPTEL team for designing such wonderful courses. In my organization, I have made, we were doing an exercise that there were a lot of other courses which we were taking from other different, Coursera, Udemy, a lot of platforms which we were spending a lot of money. I did a lot of courses for last 4-5 years from NPTEL and a lot of other things which is there. I am now pushing that into my organization. So you will see now, I have a target of 300 people getting enrolled into the NPTEL courses. That is what I am doing it for the 11,000 workforce which I have. So that's what I will be doing. So you are saving quite a lot of money for us. Thanks to all of you.
It's very nice.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Since Professor Gadre is waiting, we'll start with the feedback after this, or would you like to sit down and...
Yeah, I think, so I think there was a session, no, that's okay. There's a session which is supposed to be there at 5:30, that's why I said, so we'll now, I think, let's have that session now, whatever it was, 5:30.
Felicitate Professor Gadre.
Okay, fine.
So, yeah. Thank you, Professor Gadre, for your motivational speech. And I request Professor Nandita ma'am to present the memento to Professor Gadre as a token of thanks.
And then we can continue.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
At first.
Yeah, and this, yeah. Yeah, oh yes.
I'd
Thank
like
you.
to thank all the... You can also continue. Professor Gadre has been there for our SPOC workshops and now the STAR event as well. So he's a part of our NPTEL family. Before we move to the feedback, I would like to thank all the resource persons who came here. I know there will be a formal vote of thanks later, but from my side, I would like to thank Professor Usha, who came here and spoke to you about the education outreach activities at IIT Bombay. To know more about it, you can visit their website, or if you have scanned the QR code which she shared, that has the information about those courses. I would like to thank Ram Kumar for telling you about something very unique that happens here, which is research on education technology. And for the students across disciplines, it's an opportunity if you're interested in research in education, since you're already invested so much in the NPTEL platform. And Professor Gadre for sharing with us his insights on collaboration in education, and also throwing open the discussion to all of you on how we can use these methods to make the process more collaborative, and also introducing a lot of the teachers here to the think, pair, share technique, which is quite a useful technique in pedagogy. So thank you so much for being here. I have a request for all those who wish to give their feedback. Because in the interest of time, we have arranged for video feedback, and this actually gets stored, so it's in the classroom, which is right here at room 105. So while the session is going on, people can go. Have many of you already? Okay, great. So those of you who haven't, please use this opportunity. It's very valuable for us. Given the large audience, we want to be fair and let everyone heard, or otherwise it becomes very selective for us to allow few or the others. So what our team has done is they have picked a few representatives from each domain, keeping in their mind diversity in multiple aspects. So I would now ask Nisha to invite these stars chosen to come and give their feedback.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I warmly invite a few of distinguished NPTEL star experts to come forward and share their valuable feedback and personal experience. So first I call upon Ms. Shruti Samant, faculty of LS Raheja College of Arts and Commerce. She has a 3 NPTEL star category, NPTEL Discipline Star, Championship, NPTEL Motivated Learner. Ma'am, please come on stage and share your experience.
Good evening to one and all present here. Myself, Ms. Shruti Samant, earlier being associated with LS Raheja College as an assistant professor. Currently, I am associated with Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College. Basically, I am a classical dancer also. I am into commerce, accountancy field. I am also a classical dancer, completed 6 government exams. I am also pursuing chartered accountancy course. I started my career as a fresher in 2022. In 2023, the IQAC coordinator, our librarian, the spokesperson of NPTEL from LS Raheja College, Dr. Parita Desai ma'am, she told me that Swayam NPTEL is an initiative by government and we can go with the courses. We can also mentor students. And that was where I started. In the first semester, I went with only 1 course. Second semester, I went with 2 courses. Third semester, I went with 3 courses. And in this semester, I have completed 8 courses. I have been a topper in 7 out of the 14 courses I have done. I received 2 courses, gold medal in 2 courses and silver medal in 5 courses. I have also mentored many students. I look upon NPTEL basically I'll be going with many more courses in the future. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Shruti ma'am. Next, I invite Professor Vishwajit Patil, faculty of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Marathwada University. He has 4 star category, NPTEL Discipline Star, NPTEL Believer, NPTEL Enthusiastics, NPTEL Domain Star. Please come on stage, sir, and share your experience.
So there is also the Google form we had floated for people to write their feedback. So we will be projecting those as well. So you can look at the feedback that others have given about the program. That will be also going in the background. And those speaking also, please let us know how the NPTEL experience had an impact in your career in terms of both teaching, if you are a teacher, if you are a student, in terms of new opportunities, etc.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I call Professor Aditya Bhoyer, student actually from JD College of Engineering and Management, Nagpur. He has 3 category of NPTEL Star, NPTEL Discipline Star, NPTEL Motivated Learner, NPTEL Domain Star. Please come on stage and share your experience.
Hello. Good evening, everyone. Respected professor, invited guests, and NPTEL team. I am Aditya Bhoyer. I have completed my BTech in Civil Engineering from JD College of Engineering and Management, Nagpur. Today, I feel very proud to stand here at IIT Bombay, which is not just a prestigious institute, but also dream of every student, including mine. I am also proud to share that I have completed 3 NPTEL Star Domain titles and have completed domain certification in environmental engineering. I have chosen environmental domain because I believe in the concept of sustainability. As a civil engineer, it's not just about designing building, but also creating a better and greener future. NPTEL has provided me this opportunity. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Aditya. Next, I invite Ms. Maithili Kotipallivar, student from SB Jain Institute of Technology and Management Research, Nagpur. She has a 3 NPTEL Star category, NPTEL Discipline Star, NPTEL Believer, NPTEL Enthusiastics Learner. Please come on stage and share your experience.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Maithili Kotipallivar. I am from Nagpur. So I am here to share my experience, and I thank to NPTEL for giving me this opportunity. So NPTEL is a very good platform worldwide, and my sister is in USA. She is also doing courses from this only, and I like to share when I get NPTEL Believer Enthusiasm, I'm in the Discipline Star. My family also be happy and faculty also. they were so happy that I am the one from the SBGN Institute. So when the challenging phase was that ESC exam, my college exam, and NPTEL was collaborate. That was very difficult for me to score well in that also, in this also. So I basically, in that also I was the topper, and this elite, all elite course, I have 14 courses till now in the fourth year, 6th sem till. So I basically thank to NPTEL for giving me this opportunity, and for it is a very good platform me. And sir, and please guide me also for the better future. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, NPTEL.
Thank you, Maithili. Next, I invite Mr. Santosh Pandey, employee of Gulf Oil Lubricant, India Limited. He has a NPTEL Discipline Star. Please come on stage and share your experience, sir. Next, I call Mr. Oliver Pinto, employee of Nilgiri Ecological and Sociological Trust. He has 2 NPTEL Star category, NPTEL Believer, NPTEL Enthusiastic. Please come on stage and share your experience, sir.
First of all, I'm very elated to be here because it gives me a sense of pleasure, a sense of pride to stand here in IIT Bombay. I was here last time also, and standing among the most brilliant minds of NPTEL and professors from IITs. Yes, it's a good thing. It feels good. So my name is Oliver. I'm 53, and basically I work in advertising. I've been in advertising for the last 25 years. I've been in agencies in Bombay, agencies in Dubai, worked with agencies in the US. And somewhere in the course of, the pandemic which came, I got back to, going back to learning again, once again. So in the process of going back to learning, I did a lot of courses here and there from, from Coursera, from various other platforms. And then that's when I discovered NPTEL. I did not know NPTEL till then. So after completing some courses, I got into NPTEL, and then I saw that it has this slew of courses that match my thinking. I basically am somebody who thinks about the global warming situation, somebody who thinks about, how cities are expanding. They are not expanding in the way they should be expanding. Rural development in India is not happening at the scale that it should be happening. There are forests that are, being chopped, and nature and everything is being mangled basically. So, that had a deep impact on me. I selected all my courses based on these things. So the courses that I've done basically make up for a domain which is absent in the current, the set of domains. So could I wanted to ask something to Bharti madam and the team basically. Could I share with you the things that I have done so that you can see that a domain, is it possible to make a domain around that kind of thing? Yeah, I'll do that, ma'am. Yeah. So that's basically, I've been tied up with IIT since my college days because I was not an IITian, but I did my engineering in New Bombay. My friends were in IIT. I did not do the JEE, so I was not here. But I was playing in a band in IIT. Okay, 30 years back, I've seen sir. We had a band called Excalibur, and we were in H2, just opposite the SAC. Okay, we used to practice in the SAC also. And we've been through 2 Mood Indigos and all that kind of thing. So I was in a rock band over here. So I play guitar and I sing. So yeah, so from 30 years back, I'm singing. I mean, all this thing wasn't there. This thing wasn't there. These wings were there. We used to walk through the same long corridors and, yeah. So, yeah, that's it. And what I want to say about NPTEL is that I thank IIT Madras and NPTEL very much because in a large measure, it's your efforts which has changed lives and changed understandings, changed education, changed perceptions, changed technology, and is strongly working towards changing the nation. So I'm looking forward for ongoing support from IIT and I hope to keep continuing when courses come into, my purview of what I require to be doing. So I'll share those courses with you, madam. And thank you, all of you, and so happy to be among you all here. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Pinto, sir. Next, I invite Sudiksha Vijay Kumar, who is undertaking her NPTEL pre-doc fellowship under guidance of Professor Samikshen at IIT Bombay. Please come on stage, Sudiksha, and share your experience.
Good evening to one and all present here. So my name is Sudiksha Vijay Kumar. I am basically from Chennai. So NPTEL for me started as one of such mandatory courses that I'm supposed to take during my college days. But I thought I had to make best of the both situations. So I started taking up courses that aligned with my curriculum. So I'm basically a master's from, I'm a master's graduate in human genetics. So my courses that I have taken from NPTEL aligned with whatever that was with my curriculum. So from that, I started doing NPTEL courses. Then I started understanding more and more in regards to the field that I was in. Whatever that was lacking in my curriculum, I was able to understand more from the courses that I was taking in. And the professors who generally taught us, they would push us to think beyond whatever that was there in the curriculum as a framework. So that's how my NPTEL journey started, and somehow I started topping the exams mainly because it was interesting to me. And from there, I completed my master's. Then I got the opportunity to come here and work here as a project associate here in IIT Bombay, and have taken Professor Shamikshan's course, sir's course before, and to see him directly and to learn from him, to take his mentorship, and to further my career in research. It has been a wonderful journey. And this wouldn't have been possible without what I thought was a mandatory thing. And now it has changed my career trajectory, and I am into research, and I'm into doing more things that I wanted to do as a promising researcher. And the lab that I'm working in as here in IIT Bombay, it is biophysics lab in BSBE. And here the project that I have taken up is basically on the role of cancer stem cells. And that is something that that is in my mind for a very long time, and I'm starting to explore many things, many important techniques that are really valuable to us when you are entering or stepping into a PhD journey. And this is all possible because of NPTEL organization. And I wanted to thank especially Bharati ma'am here, because from Chennai, that was my first time coming here, and she was very she was very hospitable in terms of getting me here, taking care of my family, telling me where to stay, what to do. She was a bit she was helping me in those things. And now other students are coming up after me. I think I'm one of the earliest batches here for pre-doc fellowship. And now other students are coming in. Then now I'm able to help them in few ways where they can get their accommodation here and there. And they are helping me in some ways in terms of stipend, where I wouldn't have imagined unless you got a fellowship on your own as such in GATE or CSI, UGC. And this particular pre-doc fellowship is helping me to not only get my stipend and manage here, but it is also helping me to be independent on my own within immediately as a bioscience graduate. Usually you won't get that much of job opportunities immediately as you step out. And that has been the journey that I've been through, and I'm completing my fellowship the coming month. After that, I'm looking forward to go and do whatever I can in the field of bioscience, and that is about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sudiksha, for your valuable feedback.
It was the statistics regarding the NPTEL mentor certification. So there was no mention about that in anywhere. So
Statistics about mentors.
there is one NPTEL mentor certification.
Yeah, but in what context do you want that?
Ma'am, the students can select certain mentors.
Yeah,
so that certification statistics was not there. How many faculties have received a mentor certificate, or how
so
much?
this semester in Jan 25, we had about 9,500 mentors, and about 7,000 or so got certificates.
Okay,
is,
so
stands.
it will be very nice if we
So
could
we had a
add it.
different presentation. This we had slides which was relevant
It
to
was in the
stars.
Spock.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes, Spock
fine.
event we had it. Yeah.
Oh, fine, fine, fine.
It's available on the website in the slides there. All the data is available
So,
on
ma'am,
the slides there.
what is the process for being enrolled as a mentor? So, if you could please tell us also, so that will be very helpful for us also. Because most of us don't know regarding that, how we can choose that.
So mentoring is only for local chapters. If you're not belonging to a local chapter, neither can you have a mentor nor can you attach yourself to a mentor. So a local chapter, the SPOC has to first identify faculty for each course and say that they're going to be the mentors. And they have to enroll to the course saying, I belong to this local chapter, so that the SPOC can see the data within the dashboard. Then they have a setting page where they can go in, and for every course they can set a mentor. So that's what the SPOC does. Then what happens is students who enroll attaching themselves to a local chapter saying, I belong to ABC College, now there are mentors for every course. When they enroll to that course saying, I belong to this college, the list of mentors for that particular course will be seen as a drop down. Then students select the mentors there. So basically they have to choose their mentors, and at that point the relationship is established. And as the assignments come in, the mentors can actually see the scores of the students. They can see whether they've submitted assignments before the deadline. After the deadline, they can see whether the scores are there. SPOCs can also see it anyways for all the people who are enrolled from their college. So typically the mentor is supposed to check the progress of the student as they complete the course, and that is what we make available as data for them. So this is the process of the mentorship.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Any other queries on processes, etc.?
Yeah, this query is specific to that opportunity of fellowship which has been available, right? And we could see that wonderful that students who would like to pursue probably in research, they have been made that opportunity available and they are utilizing it. Wonderful. My question to all the audience, may I ask? Yeah. So my question to the audience, if that fellowship research opportunity is made available to us, because there was a constraint of being in IIT, coming here in location for 1 year. Yeah. Because of that constraint, many of the people who actually wanted to do research, and that also in addition to sir's that think pair session, that how you want to multiply these efforts, right? If you want to multiply this effort, and one of our colleague also said that probably taking this to the next level, we have to make that theory, what we are learning here, as a practical experience, and research opportunities will help us to do that, right? So my question to the all colleagues and all members here, if that opportunity is being made available, if that that location constraint is removed, how many of us would like to actually participate in a research? There are many people, ma'am. So is that a possibility that we can think about it and remove that constraint? Because even I got an invitation, I studied all the projects, they were so wonderful. But because of my commitment, I am in Pune, and other commitment, I could not come here, right? And spend that, even I would love to do that. Practically, it is not possible. The same thing I was discussed with Matt. She was also very interested, but she said, I cannot leave my job and come here. So is there a possibility, can we think about it and make that as a offline? Because NPTEL whole concept itself is actually online, right? So if that research opportunity is made offline or online mode instead of here, many people would be interested is what I guess. And we can think about it and see how it can work. That way they can contribute, sir, like towards research. And one of ma'am has explained that educational outreach, probably this could be the initiation or ignition of the research outreach to all our Indians. That's my request.
So this also came up in the SPOC workshop. We will look at short-term maybe collaborations, but this is something which will have to be thought about. And but it's definitely of interest. Yes.
Yeah. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir. I am Komal Umre from Nagpur. Ma'am, I have small query. I have done domain certificate in data science. I would like to do in AI. So I found that there are like same subjects. So I need to repeat it again, or yeah, because some seniors I asked.
When we designed the domains, we didn't think people will do both. We were thinking they would either choose this or that, because that's why we did so much of an overlap. So whatever you completed as courses will be counted as the core there, and we'll say requirements are done, but you'll have to do that many weeks of 60 weeks in the electives part of it if you want to get the domain certificate. So you can't double credit, but we'll say, okay, core is completed if you've done the core courses as, say, electives or something else in the other domain. So we'll say that thing criteria satisfied, but you'll have to still complete 60 weeks amongst the electives.
All right, all right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
For a domain certification, you have chosen the 4 core courses, and there are many list of elective courses. But while seeing the list of the courses on the website, suppose in electrical engineering, power system protection, digital power system protection is showing under core category. But in a domain certification, it is under elective category.
No, that core on Swayam belongs to the program-wise what we say, right?
Yeah, I understand.
So that in the domain don't correlate at all.
Okay.
There is no connection.
So, and second one is that, being a faculty, I want to also become a domain star, but that core courses which you have chosen there, so can you increase the basket of that course? Okay. So because that list is, I have done many courses from the faculty domain as well as from the electrical domain. And in between, because of COVID, 3 exams was not there. I'm giving the examination from 2015. So my previous courses is not counted.
No, we are counting it for domain.
Yeah.
We do say 3 years for the current ones because now we are regularly conducting exams. There are more dates also. But even if you finished a course in say 2016, we count it now. That's why you'll see when we show data in the morning, we had people who completed a domain even in 9 semesters, which is like 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Those are guys we had counted the courses from before.
Yeah.
So if there's something you've done, we are not going to ask you to redo it because it might primarily be the same. We will count it, that's not a problem.
And especially,
but for now, the core, so we have committees for each of the domain, okay? And there are people, 3 or 4 faculty from across institutes within an institute who actually look at it. So that's the specification they have given us for what is core, what is elective. And in that core also, they tell us, okay, it could be 1 or 2 options and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if there's a specific requirement, write to us, we will ask the faculty.
Small addition into that. We have seen very less courses in electrical domain from the IIT Bombay.
Yeah.
Yeah, except Gadre sir course, there are very stalwarts in the area of the electrical engineering from IIT Bombay.
Yeah.
But I can see only very few courses from the IIT Bombay in that list. Please increase that number of courses. I have attended this courses physically in the IIT, but get the opportunity to others also.
So one of the things that happens in NPTEL is, see, we primarily had the 7 IITs, ISC, and of course now we work with about 50 institutes, right? And all of us do have the primary discipline. Some of them have very specific disciplines, like Kharagpur only has agriculture, nobody else has. Delhi has textile, nobody has textile. So some things like that, it comes from there. But there are also, I think, pockets of interested departments and faculty that we see a lot. For instance, Kharagpur is the largest contributor to the NPTEL courses we see. 25% comes just from Kharagpur to the 1,000 courses we offer every semester. So all the primary computer science courses come from there. There's a bit of civil engineering that comes from there, a large bucket that comes. Bio is very strong, and from IIT Madras, IIT Bombay, we get a lot of bio-based courses. And then we have civil engineering from IIT Madras. And in fact, if you look at the construction part of civil engineering, everything is an IIT Madras course. There are probably 1 or 2 from the other institutes, but primarily it comes. So not that we have distributed it like that, but organically it has come when they kind of, tell their colleagues, why don't you do it? And that has spread. It has become that the group has started offering courses. So electrical also, I think there's a lot from IIT Madras, not from Bombay. But Bombay, we have a lot from the management departments here. We have from the chemistry department, it's very strong, and we've gotten a lot of courses. So we'll try for it. If they are willing to, we are also very happy to take it. We'll definitely look for it.
Because IIT Bombay has taken that initiative from Gadre sir's lecture. I following him from lectures of signals and system. There are many courses which are web-based still available on NPTEL website.
Yes.
Can you convert that course into the online mode?
They have to consent to record, sir. We'll ask them. Sir is here, we'll ask him. So we'll do that. But not on the website maybe, sir. Not as an NPTEL course, yeah, not for certification. That we have only those wavelets and...
Weblink courses are there. Web
course is there. But the video course, he says he has his lectures on YouTube on a separate channel possibly.
Yes.
So, I think we should get more of a faculty here, get them to ask more courses, and that's how Bombay will give, I think. So, yeah.
Good evening, madam. I am Dr. Snehalata Nayak from Solapur, sir, Bharat Ratna Indira Gandhi College of Engineering. On behalf of my students, ma'am, I just want to ask few questions. The first question is that I am from the biomedical engineering department, ma'am. So most of the students will be asking me, what is the importance of this NPTEL certificate, ma'am? Usually they are not useful for us or something. They'll be asking such questions to me. So I just want, can you highlight about this? What is the importance of NPTEL for the biomedical engineering students? Most of the students are working in the hospital as a biomedical engineer, ma'am.
In the biosciences domain and maybe a few in the biomedical, I'm not sure. The specific use, again, if they are going into the research sort of, these are students or
Yes,
they are
ma'am.
practicing
Yes,
in
ma'am.
the. So if they are students, just now we had a pre-doc fellow in Shamik Sen's lab.
Yes.
So they can look at furthering into the research domain. Also, some of these courses highlight some new methodologies that are used in research related to biomedical engineering. So they can upgrade their information about that.
One more question, ma'am. Now you have, you can rewrite the exam right now. Yeah, if they are not able to occur the courses they could not write some exams. So we can re-register and write it. That is available in the platform right now. Now their students are asking me actually that they are not able to see the marks, how much they have scored. So is it possible to view that, ma'am? How much they have scored so that they can re-register, or whether they have to go for the assignment process once again, or
The marks are all available in the dashboard, right? If they have written an exam or are absent, also we show the assignment marks. We show the final exam marks. If they have to get a certificate, they'll get a certificate. There's a whole candidate dashboard that they get it,
it's
right?
not visible, ma'am, right now. I have seen that, ma'am, actually.
Then you have to write to us if it's not visible. I don't think, it might be some glitch, but I'm very sure it's not even a glitch because we are, given results for like
Assignment
9.7
marks,
lakh
ma'am,
this
only
time.
assignment marks.
That will be
They
on
could not-
Swayam portal, right?
Only
inside the
July
course.
2025 it is appearing, ma'am, actually. The previous course what they have attended, that is not appearing.
Okay, so every course is a separate instance, okay? It's not that that course marks will carry forward here and you can see it in your score tab.
Yes.
So if they have registered in July 2024, that course they will still have access to. They can see the marks there. That will not disappear at all. And if they register for the July 2025 exam for the same course, we will consider those marks, take the exam marks from here and we will add it up for the final grade. So they just have to check the previous instance.
Ma'am, one more question they have asked me. That during the session of video session, man, can they solve the problem simultaneously while they are explaining it? We have a live session for that, for solving that. But during the live, the videos what you are portraying on the NPTEL platform, during that, can we solve the problem or have an interaction session? They were asking me. So, ma'am.
Yeah, there is live session. Yeah, you can also solve with them.
Main
so.
course, yes, sir. Main course.
That depends on the course and the instructor, I think. There are a lot of faculty who do a lot of problem solving. In some, it's more theoretical and they'll say, okay, now I'll give you
Only
problems you
theoretical
solve.
it is being explained in biomedical subject, ma'am, more than problem solving.
Okay, whatever issues are there like this, I don't know which course you're talking about, what is the context. So if y'all can give us specifics and send us emails, right? We'll
Yes,
look into
ma'am.
the content and we'll approach the faculty.
ma'am.
That should be
ma'am.
okay, I
Okay,
think.
ma'am. Is there any home science courses for the who have studied only 12th standard? Like, for example, my mom is more interested in studies, ma'am, actually. Because of household work, she could not do that. When I spoke about the NPTEL to her, ma'am, she was more interested about that. How did you do that? What you got? Everything.
Okay.
But now she is free of
Why
all-
home science? Let her learn German one, there's Japanese, there's something else. I mean, she can learn any of the thing that's available. Yeah, generic courses are there. I think those are very accessible to anybody at some level.
Okay, ma'am.
I think it's okay. Yeah, technical they can learn.
Okay, ma'am.
Nutrition, okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
So I would suggest any suggestions that you have, please feel free to email us. And also, since many of you are not aware of the WhatsApp group, I would suggest to write to Nisha. You had sent them the Google form as well. So if you want to be added to these groups,
No,
please
it's not
write to-
addition. Create a group and send them a link and say if you want, you
that's
get
also
added
fine.
there. That's better. That's how
That's
we did.
okay.
Because
That's
those
fine.
are full now. So send out
Okay,
a
ma'am.
separate link which says if you want to get added, add here.
A new
Right.
group you're
New
saying.
group. I'm
Okay,
saying.
fine. So I think one thing about collaboration is a lot of times when you are on these WhatsApp groups, you will see names. You would be at least be able to correlate some faces with the names, and that might improve the interaction that you have. So I would suggest we have a tea break at the now after this, and also there is a tour that we are arranging, or walking tour. So this would be another opportunity for you to get to know the other stars. So I again thank you all. A big round of applause for everyone who came here. And yes. So any queries on T-shirts, etc., please contact them. So we will ensure that, no, please, if you are entitled to it, you will get it. So please do contact the team. And thank you again for all of you that you came here. And I'll hand it over again to Nisha for information on the tour.
Yeah,
And
thank you, ma'am. So thank you once again for attending this special event today. I request to all NPTEL star, please come on stage for group photograph.